ever considered recreational writing? Writing strictly for the pleasure of the exercise. Not writing to make money, not writing to be published, but just writing for the pure joy and entertainment of it. The concept or idea of recreational writing came to me when I started looking at fan fiction and realizing that not every person who enjoys writing wants to be an author. Not everyone who puts pen to paper wants to be a published writer. Not everyone who enjoys expressing themselves in a literary sense wants to be acknowledged in such a way. Some people simply want to write to express whatever feelings or emotions are inside of them. Or some people want to simply expand on experience that they enjoy, such as watching a favorite television show like Grey's Anatomy or CSI. Or perhaps someone wants to explore the possibilities of a television show like The Vampire Diaries. There are lots of fan fiction writers out there who simply write because they love a particular show or a particular series and want to continue that series long after it's ended. I recently binge watched 7 seasons of Game of Thrones. And let me tell you, that was an experience I truly enjoyed. Between the battles of the Night Walkers and the Night Watch, oh my God, that had me holding my breath and just watching the screen with wide eyes, wondering who was going to win the battle. And between looking at the different houses that were fighting for the throne and how wicked, utterly wicked people could be, I just was enthralled. But I only watched up until the ending of season 7. And do you know why? I stopped watching because I was told by many people, many people, that season 8 was a disappointment and that it could possibly ruin all the other seasons that I enjoyed and loved. So I stopped watching it. And instead, I took the advice of a close family friend and listened to other people's interpretation of how that series should end. And they gave their own version of the 8th season of the Game of Thrones. And these you could consider fan fiction writers. They were not happy with the original ending, so they decided to do something about it and to create a realistic ending that they could enjoy. And while doing this, I am sure they had a wonderful time in retelling and recreating the ending of Game of Thrones. This video is not to denounce the 8th season of Game of Thrones, however, to express some of the opinions that I have come across pertaining to this particular series. I want to once again say that the ending finale of season 7 had me screaming, and I just couldn't wait to start season 8. However, I will at some point finish the series, and I will also look at House of Dragons, but for this particular video, I just want to focus on the fact that there are a lot of fans out there who choose to continue storylines long after the series or the television show or the program or the movie has ended. And the reason they're doing this is because they love the storytelling and they love the characters, and they don't want to see those characters go away just because the story ended. So these fan fiction writers will pick up their pen and paper, will open their laptops, will either use their phone to create alternative stories, alternative endings for their characters. They could even resurrect the dead if they so choose. That is the wonderful thing about fan fiction. And for those of you who may not know what fan fiction is, Let me give you a brief definition. According to my go-to, Wikipedia, it states, fan fiction is fictional writing written in an amateur capacity by fans, unauthorized by but based on an existing work of fiction. The author usually uses copyrighted characters, settings, or other intellectual properties from the original creator as a basis of their writing. Fan fiction ranges from a couple of sentences to an entire novel, and fans can retain the creator's characters and settings and or add their own. It is a form of fan labor. Fan fiction can be based on any fictional and occasionally non-fictional subject. Common bases for fan fiction include novels, movies, comics, musical groups, cartoons, anime, manga, and video games. For me, I will represent or show my fan fiction admiration for the movie When Harry Met Sally in a different way. For me, I love the story of two people coming together who have questions about whether or not a man and a woman can be friends or whether the sex will always get in the way. When I watched this movie in college, it was part of a social studies project. I truly fell in love with Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. And I loved the ending where they showed other couples of different backgrounds that were happily married. I saw, I believe, an Asian couple, an Italian couple. The thing that disappointed me a little bit, and this is nothing against the movie, I truly loved it, but I would have liked to see an African American couple on the panel, showing how they had stayed together and loved each other over a long period of time and how they met each other. So that was the genesis for me to tell a story in which it is a Harry Met Sally format, but the characters are African American. That is my form of fan fiction, and I will definitely be publishing it, but I will not infringe upon the copyrights of the original creators. I will take a genesis of that story and create my own story. So my question to you is, have you considered writing fan fiction? Have you considered recreational writing? And as I said, for me, the term recreational writing is simply put a way of a person sitting down and writing for enjoyment with no pressure of publishing, with no pressure of showing it to anyone else, of simply sitting down and enjoying something that they love, which could be based on fan fiction. It could also be poetry. It could be something that is not linked to another creator. It could be your own original work. Recreational writing can be your outlet to showcase or to explore your feelings about different subjects, maybe religion, maybe politics, maybe the state of humanity and mankind. Maybe you just want to explore some ideas or thoughts that you never fully thought about. This is a way of doing it through recreational writing. You can also base it on actual history or your view on history or your take on certain things. I think recreational writing is definitely a way of relaxing and exploring your intellectual capacities, your ideas, your thoughts, the things that you believe in. And I think you can do it in such a fun way. And also, as I said, you don't have to show this writing to anyone else. This is your own private writing. Definitely put your writing in a place where other people cannot come across it and read it if you don't want them to. This is just your exercise and your journey and your way of expressing how you feel. So thank you for joining me on my platform. I hope this video was fun. And as always, I'm wishing you love, peace, joy, and happiness. Until next time. Bye-bye.